Up, though? It's the Awaken Your Best podcast. I'm your co-host, Rasta White, with my brother, Terrence Feagin. As you know, if you're listening to this already, this whole podcast is about teaching you how to awaken the best version of yourself, spiritually, mentally, and every other way you possibly can. You feel me? So,
Yeah.
today is pretty special because my brother actually just got off the stage, I want to say, but he just took action and he completed something today, and I really want to lead with that, Terrence. So you went out there. I see you were speaking to, was it a sickle cell community, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Sickle cell. Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah,
bro. Take
appreciate
it
that.
from there, brother.
Yeah. Appreciate that, Rasta. Yeah, for bringing that up, bro. Yeah, the art of completion and really what I did today was I completed one of the different goals that I had, and the goal is to always speak and to build a speaking career and to build my knowledge on speaking. But yeah, I had the opportunity to talk to some kids. I think there was age about 14 to all the way up until about 20 something. And it was at the Sickle Cell Disease Foundation, which is a foundation, again, focused around building the knowledge, I would say experience, but also really just letting the community know that, hey, there's people out here with an uncurable disease and you cannot forget about us, and just helping other people to understand about them. So I actually used to work there about 2.5 years ago, and it was an honor to come back. I got a call from one of one of my former employees, and she was like, yo, just come talk to these kids and just give them the inspiration, the mindset to move forward in life. I said, I got you. So yeah, honestly, going into it, I didn't want to do it at first, but I had to think back, like, because I was nervous, and it was that little voice inside of me like, nah, you ain't ready yet. Or it was just all different type of things that was going on to my mind, even up until I got there. I'm like, man, I know there's a way that I can get out of this. It's that little voice inside of you, bro.
It was that little self-doubt voice keep creeping in.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the self-doubt was creeping. But I ultimately asked for this. This is the life that I wanted, to be on front of the stage, to be talking, to be a presenter. And it was a great opportunity, man. Yeah.
I want to say this. You say you got a call, right? And then that's how it came about. And you see even self-doubt still creeped in. But this one thing I want to let people know that's listening to this. When you really desire something, God is going to answer it one way or another.
Yeah. Man.
He even go hit you. Sometimes, a lot of people say you can't just sit around. And I think sometimes if you're sitting around for so long, God eventually will bring it to your door. Like, well, you want it, so I'm going to test you. You keep on praying about it. You keep on crying out for it. I'm going to test you. And as you can see, Terrence, he ain't even go get that. God was like, okay, you want to be a speaker? Boom, I'm about to challenge you right now. And even still, as y'all can see, he do podcasts, he do videos. His confidence, he got a lot of high confidence, as far as I know. But even still, he has self-doubts and stuff like that. So I'm saying all that to say, when your prayers do get answered, a lot of times we don't think they're getting answered because we be pushing them away. They come to our door and we be like, we think we want it, but then once it's right there in front of you, that's when the devil, that's when all those tricks of the enemy start to come at you like, nah, you ain't ready yet. So
I'm
you
telling you,
ain't
bro.
ready yet.
I was thinking of every way to avoid this, but I was like, you know what? It's time. I got to step into that nervous part. I got to step into that unknown. I got to step into that fear and move forward, because ultimately, if I declined to do this, who knows if I would have got another opportunity. And it's crazy because right after that, even 2 days ago, I got another opportunity to talk to some high schoolers. I ain't tell you yet, bro. I got another opportunity to talk to some high schoolers here in Riverside. And bro, I'm telling you, when you ask for something, God is going to test you, like you said.
That one came to you?
That one came to me as well. So how that came is basically there's a Facebook post or Facebook group called Black Riverside of Riverside, California. My wife seen it. She, they said like, hey, we're looking for an opportunity for some people to speak at a high school. It was like 600-700 different people that posted on there. And the lady ultimately, she said, hey, I'm trying to get in touch with your husband. I reached out to her. She said, hey, cool. I appreciate you volunteering. And we can speak about volunteering because a lot of people they think it costs money or you don't get money for starting out, but ain't how it go. But anyway, she said, "Hey, come out, speak to these high schoolers." And I said, "One after another, let's keep it rolling." And that's ultimately what I want to do: keep it rolling, keep speaking, and keep building that foundation.
Bro, that's amazing. And that's amazing to hear because I actually seen you speaking on your wife's
Yeah,
story. I don't know
yeah,
if you posted it yet, but I actually seen that. And also to hear her supporting you on the other side. So you literally your first
yeah,
two gigs, I see, your wife supporting you, and that's a whole nother
yeah,
podcast. But it's things
yeah,
like that plays a major role in your success in awakening the best
man.
version of yourself. You need somebody there that can help you. But I do want to say, what was it? I find it funny because when you first started telling your story, I literally thought you was saying like you didn't want to do it because you thought it was beneath you. Not saying you
Oh
that type
no.
of person, but it's a
Yeah,
but I done seen you do some high. You feel me? I know
yeah.
what level you could take it to. So when you say you ain't
Mm-hmm.
want to do it, in the way I'm looking at it is like, oh, you probably looking for bigger opportunities and stuff like that. But it's
Mm-hmm.
crazy to hear you go into it and be like, because I was a little nervous, and that transparency
Mm-hmm.
right there, bro. Really, that type of stuff is really inspiring, bro. Like for real.
Man, it is. Yeah, it is. Thank you for that, bro. And no, I mean, honestly, I'm still building the speaking career. So any opportunity that's going to come to me, I'm not going to turn it down. Like I'm building my skill. Anybody that wants something and deserve, or they feel like they deserve something, you have to go through the test. And this was really a test for me. So I appreciate it, man. But yeah, of course, I got up there. I was a little nervous, everybody. And then I think I learned this I think Kevin Gates was just talking about this. He's like, man, I still get on stage and I get nervous, but it's a good nervous because if that's in your purpose, it's going to be nervous. It's going to be a little bit distracting, but until you settle down and you get in there, you get the rhythm and then you'll start to flow. And ultimately it just flowed for me. But man, nothing is beneath me. I want to keep going and I
Yeah.
want to keep going further, man. So
Yeah, every opportunity. And that's another gem right there. He taking advantage
yeah,
of every opportunity that come, which is big. And you said what you say he said what you say the guy said again? Because I
just
got a question
about
about
being
that.
nervous, about being
Oh yeah,
nervous and
yeah.
getting on
So
stage. And
Be Fearless is a book I told you about a million times, right?
yep,
In that book, it pretty much talked about one of the key things I remember is that when you are nervous, you can actually use that energy and reverse it to help you in the situation, because when you
yeah,
become nervous, your body reacts the same as when you're excited. A lot of people might not know that. Your heart get to pumping.
yeah,
Think about it. When
boy.
you're excited, it's the same thing. You happy. You might be jittery a little bit because you're so happy. You anxious, right?
Hmm.
And you perform when you excited because you just got a positive way of looking at whatever it is. That's the only difference. When you
Yeah.
fearful, you got a negative way of looking at it. So that's
Hmm.
something right there too for anyone that's out there listening, and something I'm learning. You're going to get nervous, but the good thing is to, instead of saying I'm nervous in your head, just say I'm excited and watch
Yeah.
how it flip. It's not easy
Big
to do in the
time.
moment. I get it, because when that pressure get to hitting you, I get it. It's hard to just stop and take a breath. You feel me?
Yeah.
When the
Yeah.
game is in, when you in the game, man, and people looking at you, it's like your logic just
it's
be like, man, I
Yeah, yeah.
can.
It's do or die. It's do or die. And I definitely felt all those things when I was up there, like speaking, and heart was racing. I was excited. My voice was kind of shaky at first, but then I settled in. But what I realized is that in order to take away that nervousness, in order to take away some of that complexity around, the different issues, being stressed out or being overly excited, it's about really practicing. And I did a lot of practicing up until that point. I might have went over it 4 or 5 different times, went over it with my wife too, just to get some
Yeah.
feedback. But ultimately, it's about having confidence too, like having a confidence in any situation. And I was completely unknown for me. I didn't know what I was stepping into. I knew it was going to be a few kids. I knew it was going to be, in that type of arena. But when the pressure is on you and all the eyes is looking at you, hey, I mean, what are you going to do? You going to get punched in the face and fall, or are you going to, get punched in the face and keep rolling? So that's what I
Yeah,
did.
and
Kept
I
rolling.
love that you say that, because practice is the ultimate. It kills the nervousness.
Big time.
Practice leads to confidence. I heard a wise guy once say, confidence must be earned. Like
Big time.
when you're doing something, I don't care. You can see a person that's super confident in one area, but if you throw them in
Mhm.
an area that they're not comfortable in, they're going to be nervous. I don't care who
Oh
that
yeah,
is. If you put Beyonce is a famous singer, I bet if you put her in a room and tell her, "Here, I want you to just rap freestyle off the top," she probably gonna be a little nervous because she like, this ain't what I do. You feel me? But when
yeah,
she on stage singing, the confidence is just like, wow. You feel me? So that's a big gem right there too. Is like practice is what's going to eventually give you the confidence. Obviously, you was up there today. How did it go overall? Like, do you feel like you executed how you wanted to? Like, talk about
yeah.
that part.
Yeah, so one thing I learned, bro, is it's about practice. You know, practice makes perfect. You know, piss poor performance promotes pain, and I live by that. I'm never gonna go into a situation without practicing, because ultimately practice is all about the performance. And I think that yeah, I executed, and but I always ask for feedback. You know, hey, how did I do? How was this?
Of
How was that?
course.
Ultimately, you know what I think. My wife even said that she was like, the kids gonna tell you the truth. Maya and Morgan, oh my god, they gonna tell you the
Hmm.
truth at everything.
That's good
And I,
too.
yeah, so they was there. They said, "Dad, you did so good." And I was like, "Man, if I impress my kids, and my kids can see me up there doing what I love to do and doing what needs to be done for kids, then I think I did a great job." So yeah,
Wow, you had the kids there too. So
yeah,
yeah, that's a whole nother level of pressure because the people you know, people you love is there as
yeah,
well. So, bro,
yeah.
that's great to hear. Like, did you have a script or did you just do bullet points and slides?
So I actually just
Like,
I
did you
went over
rehearse a
slides.
script? Okay.
So I didn't rehearse a script. I created a PowerPoint. So ultimately, they wanted a PowerPoint just for the kids to have something visually to see. Um, Created a PowerPoint, created different like topics on growth. So the whole conversation, the whole presentation was about growth, developing a
Yeah.
growth mindset, understand what a growth mindset is, giving them action plans to create a goal, and just ultimately understanding who they are and using visualization and all of that, giving them my story. So yeah, I had slides to kind of give them that visualization, but then I also, went off the slides, but also talked to them as well. So
Oh, nice. So, and then you said sickle cell. So, was it kids with sickle cell, or just the
yeah,
foundation was?
so the
Okay, okay.
foundation is 100% focused around kids and middle aged adults who have the sickle cell disease. So yeah,
Okay.
there was everyone. Yeah, everyone who was a participant in that what they call as SC crew, they all had
Uh-huh.
sickle cell disease. So yeah, but you would never really.
Do you really want to change your life? Yeah, I can see it. You watching this podcast, you tuning in, you taking action. I see you. And we truly appreciate you for watching this podcast. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to tune in so you can stay here. We dropping these weekly. We're gonna keep doing it, keep dropping, keep learning, keep growing, and helping people like you awaken the best version of themselves. So hit that like, comment, subscribe button. Even hit that bell. I don't even normally say that, but hit that bell, man, so you can constantly get notified. So you can know exactly when we dropping, and you can soak up this knowledge. All right, peace. Get back to the podcast.
Know it looking at those kids because one, they've been born with it, so they've been able to adapt it to hide the different issues, which mainly be around pain. You would never even know that they
Yeah,
had sickle cell disease, but yeah, they most definitely did, and it's most definitely a disease that needs to have light shed on it, and to understand that hey, there's people out here who are primarily African American who have this. So yeah,
yeah. That's one thing I did here. It's dominating our African American community. I hear
yep,
that.
for sure. Yep.
Okay.
I remember a couple guys in the Navy that actually had sickle cell disease first coming in, but again, you would never even know, until they
Yeah,
have some different issues. So
yeah. My wife actually got a friend with sickle cell, man, and she in the hospital all the time.
yeah,
Like a few times a week, bro. She in and out the hospital. You feel me? And it's like,
yeah,
wow, like you said, that's one of them slept on diseases where a person could be
yeah,
going through so much with that. So, bro, I want to, congratulate you for going out there and inspiring
yeah.
people because that's really what it's about, man. I feel like
Oh yeah,
when we following and when you walking in your purpose, the reward is just it's different than when you're not just worried about the money, you worried about the
yeah,
purpose and who you touching and inspire. So yeah, bro,
hmm,
congratulations again on that, bro. And I can't
yeah,
wait to
for
see
sure.
what more you do in the future. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the plan to keep moving forward, and ultimately, like you just said, bro, we can move on to the real to the part of the podcast we want to speak about. You're a little dark. You're a little
Yeah.
dark over there, though, too. Um,
Yeah, I know. I
you
know.
know.
Once the sun go down over here,
Oh
I
yeah,
gotta get like
yes,
some more light in y'all. So if y'all
yeah.
listening, bear with me. I'm a upgrade. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, for sure. Nah, I forgot you is on the East Coast. But what I wanted to say, bro,
Yeah.
is I'm not looking for a reward. I'm not looking for any income. I'm not looking for any gifts. I'm not doing that right now. Yeah, that'll come down the
Hmm.
line. But right now, like I said before, it's about building a foundation. But really, my goal is to at least just touch one kid. Because everywhere I can go,
Yeah.
90% of the kids, they don't care. 40, 95% of they don't care. But if I can get to that 1% that really wants to change and they hear my message, that's what I'm here for. So,
Yeah. Yeah, bro. And that's what matters. And that actually, I mean, the fact that you went and you did it ties into our
mm-hmm.
topic of today. And our topic
Yep.
is about the art of completion.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by the art of completion is, I want to tell a little quick. I was watching Eric Thomas motivational speech, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking to, I believe it was the 49ers. I believe it was the new draft guys, or maybe it was the bench. I don't know. But he was talking to football players, right, that just made it to the NFL. And he said one thing that threw me off. He was like, I see y'all. I see you out here playing. He was like, but a lot of y'all don't finish. He was like, a lot of y'all don't finish. You look good in the first. You look good in the second. But once the third and the fourth come around, I could tell. And I'm just like, it show how deep that go. Like, who can really look at a man that's in the NFL and tell him you not a finisher? It's
Mm.
like, this man is successful.
Dang.
This man just made it to the NFL. What are you talking about, right? But then I thought about it. I'm like, I started thinking deeper. I'm like, if he could tell NFL players you don't finish, what does it really mean then? Like, it's a deeper meaning than
Mm.
just getting to the NFL. So yeah, bro, like that really touched me. I'm like, they don't finish because a lot of us we be looking good. When we feeling good, we operating good. But soon as
Yep.
them last that last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter come, we tired and we just kind of like, I done been in situations like that too, where you at the end of the game, you just want it to be over because you tired.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yep.
walking up and down the court, you ain't really playing defense no more, but the game ain't over yet. But you done already checked out in your mind. So just because you play to the end don't mean you finish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How you feel about
That's
that, bro?
big. First off, that's big, and a couple people came up in mind when you started to talk, and one person now I can say who mastered the art of completion, or really what it comes down to is discipline or a desire to really want it. I always think about Kobe. Kobe had that
Talk about it.
mindset where it was like, I don't care if I got a broken leg, I don't care if I got a broken thumb, like I'm gonna complete this game. I don't care if I just broke my ankle, I'm gonna shoot these free throws. And it's just a mindset that he have. It's just like there's no way that I am not going to be what I said that I'm going to be. And a lot of us, we don't have that. And I think it's an extra part of us that we have to bring out in order to
You
really
have to
have the
awaken.
art of completion. Yeah, you got to awaken that dog in you. You got to awaken that other side of you. It's like a beast that you just got to come out. But I think nowadays, majority of us, like our nation, our communities, our neighborhoods, our families, have made us weak and enable us to say that you don't got to complete that. It's okay. And I see that when I
At
do that,
least you
to my
tried.
kids a lot. Yeah, yeah. I see that a lot when I see with my kids, man. It's like we have to keep pushing, we have to keep going forward instead of just saying like, "Oh, it's okay, try something else."
Hmm. I agree, bro. Like, yep, and yep, our community, they definitely give us that. I grew up like that. For those listening, I have not always
Hmm.
been a finisher. It's something I'm learning now. And
Yeah,
because like I said, I was still didn't even really had an idea clear in my head until I heard that speech. I'm like,
yeah.
well, you're right. If I sit here and like, if we do this podcast, right, it's an hour long, and by 30 minutes in, I'm checked out. I'm just kind of listening. I ain't contributing. You feel me?
Right. Yeah.
I'm not there present. Then I'm not finishing. I'm just there. So I'm
Hmm.
learning this. Like,
Desire. Now, what's more important? Buying the new shiny toy out there or picking up a book?
you gotta we gotta learn that. And yeah, my daughter, she only 7 months, so I don't see that in her yet. But that is something I worry
Yeah.
about. Like, how can I
Hmm.
instill that in her? Because I'm 20, I'm about to be 27, and I'm just now, you feel me, getting to the point to where, for example, if I'm doing a run, right? If
Hmm.
you a runner out there, you probably gonna love this. Like when you doing that run, and then you say to yourself, okay, this last lap, I'm gonna hold this pace. I'm not gonna slow
Hmm.
down. Last lap, I'm gonna run at, if you on the treadmill, I'm gonna run at 4.5. I'm not gonna stop. But
Yeah.
then halfway through that last lap, you start being like, I don't think I'm gonna make it. I'm about to turn it down a little bit. I'm about to slow down a little bit. And I
Yeah.
start noticing like you can't do that. You gotta
Hmm.
you gotta hold that energy until the end. And then
Yeah.
what I also learned, when you run, that's why the treadmill tell you to cool down. You still gotta run a little bit, but you can't just stop. That's like
Hmm.
I use that with anything in life now. I'm learning like that's what the cool down is. It's like, okay, you was running at 7, now you need to run at 5, then 4. You gotta slow down, even though your
Hmm.
body is telling you, bro, I did my 2 miles. Done. I'm out. I'm about to hit the
Right.
emergency stop on this boy. So we all
I'd have
been.
been
I've
there.
been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there
Yeah.
too. So yeah,
Yeah.
bro. That's why I brought that up today, bro. Because it's something I really been thinking about. And I don't think it ain't really talked about that much.
Nah, that's not talked about, and that's probably why we have a nation of losers. Like we have a nation of losers. Everybody is okay with losing,
Yeah.
but the
Yeah.
one thing that I see from people who do have that other side in them and completion, I can even say it for myself, bro. I done quit. I done failed a lot of different things. I done let mindset slip away to where I just didn't,
Likewise.
where I didn't complete the things. But what I had to learn is that if I have a desire to have something that I really truly want, I can't quit. If I really want this and I know that the other side of it is going to be a lot better than where I am now, there's no quitting. You can't quit it. And I remember one time, I'm gonna go back to high school. I had a coach. I was going into this my senior year, and I was getting ready to quit football, or it might have been
Hmm.
my junior year. And he see me in the hallway like, "Yo, where you been at? Why ain't you been at practice?" I told him like, "Coach, nah, I'm good. I don't want to play no more." He said, "Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you something right now. If you quit now, you're gonna always quit. So I need you to get back out there and keep going." And ever since then, man, I've always had the mindset like I'm not gonna quit until I get it done. And that face with me through college, through getting a master's, through the Navy, being with my family, and all the way up until now, like I'm not gonna quit. I may realign myself, but I'm gonna keep going until I see some success out of this.
Bro, yeah, like that's powerful. If you gonna quit now, you always gonna quit. And that's the truth. Like I say, growing up
Hmm.
too, I was a guy that was quitting a lot of times, and it carries over. You find yourself quitting and quitting and quitting. Like the first
Yeah.
when I first went to boot camp, I was ready to quit the first day. Like I'm like, man, I don't want to be here. They talking
Yeah.
crazy. I knew I was what I was getting into, or at least I thought I
Yeah.
did. I'm about to leave. You feel
Yeah.
me? So bro, I think that's powerful. And him telling you that, and then like when people hear that, it's like, well, okay, if you chasing something or whatever, you got a dream, you got a goal, and you don't make it, for example, that don't necessarily mean you didn't do everything that you possibly could. It's a difference.
Hmm.
If you
Yep.
want to go to the NFL or you want to go to the NBA, you just need to make sure you finishing on your part. You can't control if you get
Hmm.
injured. You can't control
Yeah.
a lot of factors. You can control if somebody's son dad was in the NBA, he get drafted over you.
Hmm.
You can't really control that stuff. But what you can control is walking away knowing I didn't give up. I finished. I did everything I possibly could, and then now I
Yeah.
can move on to something else. You feel me?
Amazing. Amazing. One thing that I say to that is that a lot of people may start something and not really see the work or the journey that it takes to get to the end. And before you start something, do your research. Before you want something and you think
Mm-hmm.
that's what you want your life to be, do the research on it. See the steps that you have to
Absolutely.
take. See the work that you have to put in. Dedicate yourself before you actually start. Dedicate yourself in figuring out what has to happen first. So, man, there's a lot of people who may start, you know, college, right? Let's take college. Like, yeah, I want to graduate and be educational and get that degree, blah, blah, blah. Yo, you're going to have to be up all night, sometimes studying. You're going to have to work with other people to get the job done. You're going to have to pay a lot of money in order to go to school. Are you willing and are you willing to dedicate yourself? Are you willing to work hard? So that's what I'll say. If you want to really have something, you have a desire for it, look into it more before you start it because you don't want to quit it, you know?
Mm. Yeah, bro, that's true. And a lot of people, as we get older, as I get older, I'm careful. I'm more careful with what I start now.
Hmm.
You start taking your time on decisions because it's like once you become a finisher, you don't really do much stuff because it's like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna start it. I need to make sure, like he said, like Terrence saying, I need to make sure it's something I'm actually willing to finish. Like, am I willing,
Right.
really willing to go over? I was thinking about that yesterday because I'm in school, right? I'm still
Hmm.
finishing my bachelor's degree, but I done passed the halfway mark, and I was,
Yeah.
I was going through, I'm building a business, I'm doing YouTube, so of
Yeah.
course, the little voice play in my head. What you in school for?
Yeah.
Like, bro, you don't
Yeah.
need to be in school. Then I said to myself, I said, I'm not getting this degree just to have like for the benefits of the degree. I'm getting this degree because I signed up for this 4-year degree and I'm more than halfway done. I'm going to finish it.
Hmm.
Like I said,
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
care
I know.
what happens in my life. I don't care if I become a millionaire tomorrow. I'ma still go to school because I'm like, I gotta develop that habit to know that no, when I start something out, you gotta finish it, bro. Even it go down to even a book. Like at this point now, when I'm reading books and stuff like that, I'm like, I gotta finish it before I move on to another one. Let me try to at least finish this one,
Hmm.
or just blow. Let me at least blow through it, so I could at least I finished it in my head. So
Yeah.
yeah, bro, that's a powerful. I think that's probably literally that might be the number one habit, bro, for success. Honestly, you know, I,
Yeah.
I ain't where I want to be exactly yet, so I can't tell you that's number one for sure. But from the research I did, from the success I've had, when you get close to that edge, I don't know why, but the devil tries to stop you from finishing. I don't care what it is. It could be real estate deals I done did. I remember probably my third deal I did was like a $10,000 commission. But bro, I can remember like 80% into that deal, like we was almost to that point, and I started to I just wanted to stop working with them because they was hard to work with.
Yeah.
For real, bro. They was clients that you got to worry about going to another realtor. They was all over the place. They wanted to look at 1,000 houses, and I'm just like,
Hmm.
and I told my uncle we was tag teaming the deal. I'm like, man, honestly, at this point, uncle, I'm ready to just move on to another client. He like, we done showed them 30 houses. He was like, this is a potential. They want to buy a $400,000 house. He said, we gotta finish this. Like, this is something we gotta do. Like, he ain't say it exactly like that, but in his own way, he said it, and I'm just like, all right, finish the deal. And when you get your reward at the end of your deal, you be so happy you finished it. So if you listen to this, start expecting that. Like at this point, every goal I set now, I expect an interruption to happen right before the end. I expect it to get hard in the last 2 minutes. I expect something to try to. It's a mental thing. Like so.
Hmm.
Just
No, you're right
expect
about
it and
that.
always remember. Just repeat to yourself, no matter what, I gotta become a finisher, and I gotta finish. Period.
100%, man. It always gets the darkest before it becomes lighter. 6 feet from gold. You always are right there, before you hit the glory. And if that, I think they always say is that when the time in your life is the toughest, that's when you know that your blessing is right there on the horizon. You have
That's
to
what they
go
say.
through, yeah, you have to go through the dirt. You have to go through the mud. You have to go to hell to get to heaven. Listen to this. You have to die to get to heaven. You have to die to get to heaven. So you have to go through misery to get the blessing. That's what
And
people don't
guess what?
understand.
That's
Like,
crazy. That's powerful. And when you said that, I literally thought about the fact that Jesus had to die and he had to go to hell before
yes,
God's son had to go to hell. Period.
right.
Like a perfect man had to go to hell
Yeah.
first before
Hmm.
he could come to heaven, bro. So that's powerful. I love that. You gotta
Right.
die to get to heaven. I love it.
Yeah. And think about like if Jesus had to go through that, ain't we like ain't we one and the same? Yeah, he died for our sins and did all this. Don't mean that you ain't gonna go through hell. Maybe hell on earth. You don't gotta go through literal hell, but if you want the blessings of eternal life, you want the blessings on earth. Let's just speak it on our life right now. You have to sweat by your brow in order to be blessed for the harvest. You have to work.
Whew.
You have to work. You have to bend over and have your aching to get what you want. You have to go through the fear and the toughness in order to build your character to be ready for the blessings. And people just want a handout, and that's what this world is, kind of formed our minds towards. But don't work like that. You gotta get your hands dirty. You gotta blood, sweat, and tears for what you want.
Hmm. Absolutely, bro. That's how it's designed. If you listen and think about it, I mean, when you working out, you got to go through pain. When you
Hmm.
building a business, you got to go through pain. When you getting a college degree, if you want to become a doctor, you got to go through hell to become a doctor. You want to be a lawyer, you got to go through hell. Like it's all you want to build a family, you want to have kids. That's probably
Hmm.
the toughest version. But having kids, like if you want a beautiful family, I hear people say all the time. Before me and my wife had our first daughter, we was talking about how we wanted 5 kids. Now that we got a daughter, we like that number then changed to one in the possible.
Yeah,
Maybe
100.
three. Three is the cut, like it because we see it now. We see like it's always pain on the other side of that beauty that y'all see when we post pictures. When you post
Yeah.
pictures, there's always some pain on the other side of that. So
Bro, think about when a woman gives birth to a child. They go through the most extreme pain ever that they will ever experience. And but on the right other end the side of that is a baby, a beautiful
they
blessing.
forget all about it. Like I just
Everything.
had my baby. Come here.
Yeah, they say it's like a slight bit of pain, not slight, a lot of bit of pain, and then as soon as it's over, you never feel it again. So everything you're wanting in life that is desirable, baby, career, money, cars, clothes, a blessing, abundance, mental capacity, you're going to have to go through the issues. Yo, thank you for tuning into this podcast right now. I want to say if you like this, make sure that you subscribe and like the video. Comment down below what you like so far. Of course, we're bringing these podcasts to you all the time, and we just want to continue to grow. So you can actually help us to grow by commenting down below, liking the video, and also subscribing. Tell a friend to tell a friend all about this podcast, and we'll see y'all real soon. Let's get back to the video. First, to build your character, to have that. And listen, right now, if you're going through something in life and you in the midst of it and it's hurting you, that storm is beating down on your house and you're not sure if you're going to be able to fight through it. Understand this is that
Mhm.
right on the other side of that, right? Just keep going. Keep going. It's going to be right there for you. And bam, out of nowhere, you're going to have it. You're going to be like, man, I don't even remember what I was just going through, man. My blessing here now. So just keep fighting.
Keep fighting. You done climbed up. If you're going through something right now, you probably 70, 80% up the mountain. Don't go all the
Mm-hmm.
way back down. Cause then you gotta start at the bottom of another mountain. Then you gotta
Mm-hmm.
start, then you go up halfway up that mountain, then you can come back down. Now you gotta go up another, you start on another mountain. You wonder why it's
Mm-hmm.
like none of these mountains is success. No, all of those mountains had the success you wanted. You just ain't finished going to the top.
Mm.
So that's what I'm
Preach
learning
that.
in life, bro.
Man, preach that,
Bro,
man.
that's
Talk
that's
that,
what
man.
I'm learning, man. So
Love it.
yeah, that's pretty much all we got. I mean, at this point we the art of completion, learn it
Yeah.
and make it, learn it and own it. Don't worry about talent. Ain't about talent.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't care about talent no more. Even when people praise you about your talent, ignore it because
Yeah.
people praise you
Yeah.
about your talent. All that does is feed your ego and then make you think you don't have to work as hard.
Right.
Sorry, you have to work hard. As in fact, since you got talent, you should be working 10 times harder than the people without talent, just to ensure that your talent don't hold you back.
Yeah, for sure. Take your pain and turn it into your purpose. Take your pain and turn it into your pleasure. Take your pain and insert whatever you want. Another word with a P there. Just turn your pain into what you really wanted to have. And honestly, it's going to turn out good for you. But you got to have that faith. You got to believe. But most importantly, this is the one thing I wanted to say. Everybody that completes
Awesome.
something, they have perseverance. Everybody that
Mm-hmm.
completes something, they have persistence. Develop your persistence
Mm-hmm.
and your perseverance in order to complete it. Just fight through it. You're gonna have everything you want. Just develop those skills.
Yep. And that was 2 P's you just put in there: perseverance, persistence. And with
Hmm.
those two, the world is yours. So, anything else you want to
Hmm.
add, Terrence, before we wrap it up?
No, I hear Summy in there going
Oh, you
crazy.
can hear.
Yeah. She like, come on, daddy, I need you. That's funny, man. Nah, I'm good, man.
Oh,
Hey, we appreciate y'all, always sticking into the podcast and listening to us. We really do appreciate it, man. Rasta, go ahead and take us away, bro.
you already know the deal. We appreciate y'all. The purpose of this is to help you awaken the best version of yourself. Remember that the best version of you, not us, not nobody else, the best version of you. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, even hit that bell button. We dropping these every single week. And we'll see you next week.